Co-art of Sports here with Richard Schaefer. Tall guy, bro. I gotta set up my thing kind of tall. Tell me, man.
I'm still growing.
Right. Hey, man. Never stop growing. Richard, we're here. Leo Santa Cruz versus Rivera. Was Flores. It's a good opponent, though. Rivera's shown against JoJo kind of late. He's still a good fighter with the distance. Never been stopped. Tell us about it.
I think, when Leo arrived here at the gym, he asked me, the first question he asked me, what do you think about my opponent? And I said, well, I tell you one thing, he's more dangerous than the previous opponent. So, not that the other guy wasn't dangerous, but this one here, I think, is a different level. Tough guy. He knows that this is his big chance to beat somebody like a Leo Santa Cruz. Smart guy in the ring. I think he's going to try to take advantage of the fact that Leo likes to throw a lot of punches in bunches, and maybe leave himself open to a counter. So I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. And when you have two Mexicans fighting in Los Angeles, you usually have a fight which you will remember. I mean, it's just a fact.
Just like the first fight on the card, Molina versus Figueroa Jr. That fight could headline its own, I believe.
I can guarantee you that is going to be a fight where you are going to be on the edge of your seat. No question about it. It just can't be any different. This one is not going to disappoint. And then you have Carlos Valderas opening up the card as well.
King Carlos.
It's going to be a great card, top to bottom. It's a great venue. I call it now the indoor war grounds. The Stop Up or Dignity Health is the outdoor war grounds. But after that last fight we did there a couple weeks ago, where Khalid Bland became world champion by beating Utskarigi, that venue deserves to be called the indoor war grounds. The fight fans loved it, they were entertained. As I said, it's a safe environment, it has parking, it has restaurants, and the best news is, for as little as $30, you're going to be able to attend World Championship boxing at that level from a safe and clean venue. It's a must-see night for fight fans and for sports fans alike.
I was going to say thank you for when Flores pulled out, for bringing in another kind of come forward type guy. I mean, Leo refuses to be the last person hit in exchanges, and I feel like Rivera is very similar in wanting to kind of be the last one and to kind of engage and get the action. So I feel like the main event's a can't miss.
Well, I really have to give all the credit there goes to my co-promoter, Tom Brown. He really has, I think Tom is today, as a co-promoter and as overseeing the matchmaking as well. There's nobody better than him. This was not only a save, it was an upgrade. The same can be said for this fight this coming weekend on Saturday, where Abner Mares unfortunately had to pull out. I think the opponent he brought there in for fighting Gervonta Davis, I don't want to say it's an upgrade because Abner Mares is a league of his own, but I have to tell you, it's an extremely intriguing matchup. This is a guy who comes to fight, and I think it's going to be very interesting. And that's fight fans know that. I believe that the Los Angeles fight fans are the most knowledgeable fight fans, period. And we saw that by the fact that very few tickets were redeemed or returned, as a matter of fact. So we expect a huge crowd on Saturday night, and so Tom Brown, does a great job.
Tell us quickly, just update us on Abner. I know you guys are close. He had the detached retina. We saw he had the surgery and all that. Can you update us what's going on? When
I talked to him, before the surgery. I talked to him after the surgery. I talked to him yesterday evening, as a matter of fact, just checking in on him. He's still very down, and I told him keep your head high, and it's all in God's hands. He had a similar surgery on the other eye 11 years ago, and that turned out okay. He was cleared by the doctor to fight. It's the same doctor who did the operation. I think one of the best eye doctors in the world. So we just have to see how is the eye going to react, how is it going to heal, and so it's way too early to make a prognosis on whatever it is, and that's what I told after. Whatever it is, it's in God's hands, and you know, you are a great father, a great husband, and a great friend, and an unbelievable world champion. And nobody can ever, and nobody will ever take that away from you. So now we just have to see, you know, wait and see, and pray for the best. And there's nothing more we can do. You can do, Abner. You just have to listen to doctor's orders, and hopefully everything will turn out okay.
Yeah, we want him back when he's 100%. So hopefully he takes his time, recovers 100%. These two fights, man, lead into March. Big pay-per-view in March with Mikey versus Errol Spence. Mikey's looking big, looking real thick up in snack, doing a lot of crazy workouts, things he hasn't done before. I know he wasn't big on sit-ups before. Tell us about that. Tell us about that fight.
Well, you know, he is attacking this fight with everything he has, and he didn't take that fight for a payday. He's taking this fight for legacy. I, by the way, believe that being what he has achieved already, a multi-division world champion, undefeated, his legacy is already set. He is a Hall of Famer, but he dares to be great. And the same can be said about Errol Spence. You know, he knows that with Mikey Garcia, he's going into the biggest fight of his career. It's the most dangerous opponent Errol Spence has fought as well. But these are two fighters in their prime, two fighters who are undefeated, and you know, this is the kind of fight which we as fight fans all know about it, and we can't wait. I think it's intriguing to sports fans, period. But what it really is, this is the kind of fight where we, as a sport, and the general public, people maybe who have never seen boxing, are going to find out who is pound for pound the best fighter in the world today. Because whoever wins that fight, there is no argument, he is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And I think to have the platform with Fox to tell the story has never happened. To have a Fox behind a pay-per-view, I think is a game changer. And when that first bell rings on March 16th from the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, the world will be watching to find out who is the best fighter in the world. This is as big and as exciting as it gets. There are two sayings, two wisdoms in boxing. One of them is a great big man always beats a great little man, meaning the great big man, Errol Spence, the great little man, Mikey Garcia. But then there is another saying, and that other saying is skills pays the bills. And the skill level of Mikey Garcia is without any question, and his ring smarts, without any question, second to none in the sport of boxing. So which one will it be? It can only be one of those, and only one will be crowned king in Dallas in the Cowboy Stadium on March 16th. The king of boxing, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. And it is the definition of a 50-50 fight. I can give you 10 reasons why Mikey is going to win. I can give you 10 reasons why Errol Spence is going to win. But we will find out, and that's why we love boxing, because of these kind of fights.
There's plenty of examples in history where lightweights have come up to beat, or just smaller guys have come up to beat bigger guys. Roberto Duran did it against Leonard. Henry Armstrong won featherweight, lightweight, welterweight. It's happened.
It's not really the size in the end of the day who wins a fight, because that would make it too easy. You know, that would make it too easy. A bigger guy always wins. It doesn't work like that. But generally speaking, it is. And so we'll have to see. We remember when we did the fight with Oscar De La Hoya and Manny Pacquiao. Granted, De La Hoya was no longer at his prime, but it was a big step up for Pacquiao, and a lot of people thought it was crazy. A lot of people said it shouldn't be. You can look back in the stories that fight shouldn't be licensed, that the Nevada Athletic Commission should not issue a license for that fight, that this is going to be a bloodbath, that De La Hoya is going to destroy it. And then we'll see what the little guy Pacquiao did to the big guy De La Hoya. So you just never know. But that's boxing.
Exactly.
That's why we like it. You just never know.
That's why we fight the fights.
That's why we fight the fights. Exactly right.
Want to ask you, you brought up pound for pound, you brought up Oscar De La Hoya. Someone who might have something to say about maybe being a pound for pound, Canelo is fighting Jacobs. Just first about that fight, what do you think about that fight? How does that fight play out?
I think it's a great fight. I mean, I know both guys. I've been fortunate to promote both guys. Promoted Danny Garcia for a large part of his career, and same is with Canelo. So I think it's a great fight. I can't say anything negative about that fight. And,
How does that? Do you feel like someone should be favored? Is it a 50-50 fight? I mean, Jacobs does have the height and kind of size advantage. Canelo obviously is just getting better every time we see him. How do you think that plays out?
Well, I think Canelo is in his prime, but look what Danny Garcia did with Triple G, and so I think.
Danny Garcia?
Not Danny. I seen.
Canelo.
No. What not the Triple G? What Danny Jacobs did with Triple G.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to see Danny Jacobs did very well against Triple G. Triple G couldn't finish him off, but so this Danny Jacobs has a will to win, and he went through things in life, as we all know, which really formed him and changed him. So you can never count out Danny Jacobs. But with Canelo, I think Canelo at this point, feels confident coming off these two, this last victory over Triple G. So it's an intriguing matchup.
It's going to be a good fight. Tell Richard Mantel where they can follow you. Follow the latest with Ringstar. I don't know if World Series of Boxing you're still involved with.
Ringstar platforms, on Twitter and Instagram, and so check it out. Lots of updates there. I have one of my Olympians moving up the ladder, Joe Joyce, fighting in the UK.
Right, Stavern.
Stavern. So right after this fight here, I'm actually going with Leo. I'm going over to England because the following week we do have Joe Joyce against Stavern. So I'll be seeing my good friend Don King again. Another great card, by the way, headlined by Miguel against Eubanks, and then the semi-main event with Joe Joyce against the Vern. A loaded card from the O2 in London, and it's going to be available on Showtime. So Showtime is going to show it live here in the US on Saturday afternoon. So there's a lot of good boxing happening.
Joyce only has like 8 fights with 7, or this will be his 8th.
It's amazing, but as I mentioned before to somebody, today's amateurs are not like yesterday's amateurs because they're fighting in the amateurs without headgear now. So their transition from turning pro to challenging for a world title really has been cut down substantially. These amateurs now are ready to take on big challenges, and I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Joyce by the end of this year is going to be fighting for a heavyweight world title.
There it is. Thank you, Richard.
Right,
Appreciate your time, brother.